What's up, world? What's up, internet? I'm Deanna Jean Pierce, and this is my YouTube channel. You may or may not know this about me, but I'm super passionate about the Church of Union, and my name, Deanna, actually means church leader. It's in my name. And so I'm not the type of person who waits for permission or asks for permission to lead. I just lead because I have an inner calling and I'm not codependent on other people and wait for them to tell me what to do. This is basic leadership. I take initiative. That's why I was Jeff and Shalia's first employee. That's why I rose to CEO of Twin Flames Universe. Um, I belong in high level leadership in the church. The only reason that's not where I am right now is because current leaders want to maintain power and control. And instead of partnering with me and supporting God's vision for this movement, which is in me, it's in all of us, but when you're designed by God to be a church leader, um, I'm holding the core vision for this entire movement. I have ideas for Divine Gaming, for MAP, for everything. Corporate Harmony Consulting, Family Harmony. I I should be full-time leading and running the church, coaching, growing this movement. That's where God wants me. That's where I want me. And the only reason that's not happening is because the church has blocks. They want me to do something specific or change in order to be back in the church. I don't agree with this. So when Jesus met his disciples, he told them to drop everything they were doing and leave their old lives behind and follow him. And that's what's supposed to be happening with Jeff and Shalia as well. We are all supposed to be leaving our old career paths and our old lives behind so we can be full-time missionaries. There's not many twin flame weddings. There's not many harmonious unions. There's not many children being born to twin flames. There's not many live events. Soul families aren't partnering very deeply. I'm being told to commit suicide via a fake email address. I'm being bullied, harassed, and excluded and stonewalled instead of uplifted and supported. I am being hated for who I am, which is a leader within the church. And I believe it's because current church leaders don't want to interact with me because then they would have to admit that they've been wrong about something and that the church does need to change. The church does need to change. The church does need to change. The way that I've been treated by the church and how other people like Mora or Phoebe, Dan, it's not okay. I don't stand by it. All students of this teaching should be full-time immersed in this teaching and sharing that experience with the world. The internet should be flooded and dominated with MAP testimonials, harmonious union testimonials, people's IRLs, people's journeys, people's travel vlogs, pregnancy vlogs, family vlogs, live event videos. We should be making real music videos with each other in our lives instead of using fake images for music videos. We have more than enough people for weekly sermons. I don't want to see people in muggle jobs. I don't want to see this anymore. I don't want light workers and spiritual teachers in Christ trapped in muggle jobs that suck your soul. And yeah, you'd be like, Deanna and Money Mastery, Jeff and Shleia helped Michaela with this. They say don't resent your employer, grow out of it, moonlight. Okay, but I'm a visionary, you see, and I see things differently. We could, we literally could, we literally could, if you're going to spend $500,000 towards a Minecraft mod, no. Video games are not more important than children of God who are suffering in twin flame separation, suffering in their life purpose, dying of curable diseases. Video games need to go really low on the totem pole of priorities here. I want all spiritual teachers to be making e-courses, putting on live events, being full-time missionaries, going out in the world telling people about this work. I wish I could put on a weekly live event in Madison, Wisconsin every week to talk about twin flames. But I would need to be supported in doing that. This is literally the opposite of what should be happening. I don't want to see people in muggle jobs anymore. Light workers need to be full-time light working. This is the most important time that's ever happened on the history of this planet. This is the second coming of Christ through twin flames. And we need everyone, all hands on deck, building this church, building the understanding of this church, growing the knowledge of the church. There should have been a Twin Flames universe baby boom where people are all reuniting with their twin flames and popping out a bunch of children. That's the natural, that is the natural response to something like this, something as important as twin flames being reunited after lifetimes of separation. The only appropriate thing is for there to be like a mass rush of twin flames and a bunch of babies, a baby boom. Kids are being born to non-twin flame couples all the time. Every day people are getting pregnant, getting married. We should want as many twin flames as possible married as quickly as possible, and as many twin flames as possible having children. I cry all of the time because I'm not a mother, and Dan and I planned a pregnancy and canceled it. That soul still talks to me. That soul still presses on me, wondering when do I get to be born? I want you to be my mother. All day I have ideas for MAP, for Divine Gaming, for Corporate Harmony Consulting, Family Harmony, Twin Flames Universe, Sunday Sermons, the music department. I have ideas for everyone in the church's life purpose and how it can be improved. I have ideas for all parts of the church. I have ideas for podcasts, for collaborations for people in the church. I have ideas for live events. I have ideas for everything, for MAP. I have ideas for really good videos that would attract a lot of people to this teaching. But instead of being able to focus on my purpose, I'm figuring out how to make money in the world. this is so inappropriate because I left the normal working world in 2018 to start my Twin Flames coaching business. And then I started working for Jeff and Shalia directly. I understand this concept really well, that we're all supposed to be growing the church full time. I don't understand why I care so much and no one else seems to. That you guys need to have a sense of urgency. People are committing suicide. People are depressed. People are suicidal. People just disappear from the workplace and kill themselves. People are dropping out of colleges for mental health issues and then just killing themselves. People are wondering, where's my twin flame? People are wondering, is there anybody to help me? People are wondering, can I heal my cancer? We have the answers, guys. We have the answers. People are looking for this work. I can't believe that I was a live Twin Flame Ascension School and Life Purpose class student and I'm not allowed to coach. I'm not allowed to help people. I'm not allowed to do anything. What do you think it's going to look like in our next lifetime when we look back at this? The Church of Union has lost perspective of what's important. No one should be wasting a second of time in separation. No one should be wasting a second time in muggle jobs. A second of time in muggle jobs. Yes, everyone needs foundation, but when you're autistic, when you're highly sensitive, when you have trauma, when you are feeling the call of God to be a disciple and full-time missionary and coach and leader of the church, you can't work a normal job. The job spits you out because it doesn't want you. Even Satan wants you in heaven. I can't keep squeezing myself into muggle jobs. I get spit out. I'm not supposed to be there. Jeff and Shalia teach this. Yes, we all need a foundation, but your true foundation is God and your harmonious union and your shared purpose together. If me and Dan can do full-time sales work for other companies and make them lots of money, why can't we do full-time sales work for the Church of Union and make the Church of Union lots of money? Wouldn't you rather that? I do have an agenda. It is God's agenda. No more wasting time. I brought Jose and Michaela into Harmonious Union very quickly after they talked on video chat for the first time about being twin flames. And that's what I pass on to them is instantaneous HTFU because that's what Jeff and Shalia gave me. The same night that I talked to Dan Thalen, they brought me into Harmonious Union. And I immediately passed that on to Jose and Michaela. That's what you do when you're given something good, you immediately pass it on. but we need to keep going with that speed. Instantaneous harmonious union. Harmonious union as quickly as possible upon knowing someone's your twin flame. That's what we should be aiming for. That's what we should be aspiring to. This is what we should be aspiring to. Instantaneous harmonious union. Guys, twin flames were not invented by Jeff and Shalia or anyone currently in the church. Why do I say that? Because I say that because we do not need to look at what's currently going on the planet to figure out what we want for the Church of Union. You don't have to look at people who were live students or anything currently going on the planet as your basis for what you want your twin flame journey to be like. Look in your heart. Instantaneous harmonious union. That's what's appropriate. That is what's appropriate. You don't have to be like, well, that didn't work for this person. It doesn't matter. That's goals. Hashtag goals. The purpose of ascending consciousness is for things to become faster and easier. The latest cars and cell phones are created to be the fastest and most updated, most efficient, most comfortable, most easy to work with and intuitive. And so that's what we need to do with the Church of Union too. Harmonious union should be coming faster. Things should be becoming easier with every harmonious union. No one should be struggling. No one should have wasted time. No one should have trauma. No one should be traumatized coming into harmonious union. The purpose of ascension and evolution is for things to become easier and easier and easier, faster and faster and faster, better and better and better, more and more amazing. I don't want to see Carmel being a barista. That's heartbreaking. I don't want that. The students of Twin Flames Universe, Jeff said this in one of the first classes, guys. We are designed to lead the ascension of the planet. And yes, sometimes we go through humble periods where we need to work normal jobs. But if I were a leader in the church, I would be working day in and day out to stop that.